Good evening, gentlemen. I'm recording this session. Anybody have any problem, please do let me know right now. Otherwise, you can leave the meeting. If you stay in this meeting, you are okay with it, record and put on the YouTube. Is it fine for everyone?
Yes.
Okay, great. So the exercise which we're going to do comes under GTO. Okay, so totally we are focusing here GD-1, GD-2, and Lecturette. GD-1, I'll give you two topics, topic 1 and topic 2. You have to discuss among yourself and let me know on which topic you would like to have a discussion on. And in GD-2, there will be no choice. Whatever the topic I give you, on that particular topic only you have to have a discussion on. And Lecturette, I'll give you one card. In one card, four topics will be there. You have to select any one topic and prepare on that particular topic for 3 minutes. Okay, then you have to come in front of everyone and you have to give the lecture on a particular topic for continuously 3 minutes. You have to stand properly and everything. Okay, I'll tell you in due course of time. So, the topic 1 of GD-1 is India's defense ecosystem has been a big boost when it comes to the Make in India campaign. What more can be done to fast track the complete self-reliance in defense procurement? Lead A means lead 1, build an efficient domestic supply chain. Lead 2, promote corporates to participate in manufacturing of defense equipment. Lead 3, increasing spending on research and development for defense technology. Now the topic 2 of GD-1. India and Malaysia move beyond dollar to settle trade in INR, which is considered as a big impact of this shift. Lead A, reduce trade volatility and risk. Lead 2, depreciation of USD and imported inflation in the USA. Lead 3, push to the globalization. So discuss among yourself and let me know on which topic you would like to have a discussion on. Only 1 minute. Go for it.
So gentlemen, I
think we should go with the first topic.
First topic.
I agree with Manav.
We can go with the first topic about the defense sector. So we can go with the first topic.
Done by our government, so
We can choose the
you will be
topic.
more comfortable to discuss the first topic as the Make in
That
India
is
initiative of
India's
basic-
infrastructure.
Gentlemen, I believe if everyone's okay, we can proceed with the first topic for
Yes.
discussion. As
Agree with you, sir.
Okay. So your topic 1?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so let me repeat the topic. India's defense ecosystem has been a big boost when it comes to the Make in India campaign. What more can be done to fast track the complete self-reliance in defense procurement? Lead A, build an efficient domestic supply chain. Lead 2, promote corporates to participate in manufacturing of defense equipment. Lead 3, increasing spending on research and development for defense technology. You can start a discussion, please. Good to go.
Gentlemen, let's start with the lead 1, that is Make in India initiative, as the government has taken the initiative of Make in India. So after that, major companies such as HAL and DRDO have started initiating the projects of Tejas, be it Tejas multi-role rockets or with integration of Russia, that BrahMos missiles has been started
Yes.
by.
Yes, I do agree with the lead one because it is clearly said that there is already DRDO for research and development, and for lead 2 about the privatization of the defense sector. Already they're having license given to some private entities for making the research in the defense. So we can go with lead 1 that self-reliantly we can prepare our manufacturing the goods, rather than procuring from outside. We have procured Rafale from the France, so we have spent more money. So better to create the domestic supply chain in India itself. So we can go with lead 1. This is my
Talking about
Gentlemen, as we know that the major countries like big superpowers like Russia and USA, they have more lean towards the privatization of their weaponries and defense system. So that's why they are much more military superpower. I think being only dependent on the government made organizations like DRDO and HAL for the production of weapons is little bit hampering our improvement in militarization. So I think giving a contract to the private organizations and building demanding government to bring more foreign direct investment in India in defense sector would surely help
So
And I think
Ajay,
everyone
Ajay,
agreed with
Ajay,
I would like to add, like,
Talking
HAL
about the
and
supply chain,
DRDO that is
we
developing
have
towards the defense
prioritized defense
equipment.
sector,
Now,
it will
we
lead
can
including
talk
the
about
corporate into the defense
first lead that
manufacturing
to
sector will
competition.
improve.
So we
talking
have
about the
speaking of the
logistics.
lead to privatization.
Okay,
That will
gentlemen,
improve.
I would like to add
Privatization.
one more point that India is the one of the most strongest military force in India, and it is also a big market for international companies. So,
Yeah, but
as we
we
know
would
that India
like to
already
highlight the
has
point.
Bharat Earth Movers Limited and Bharat Electrical Limited, Hindustan Aeronautical Limited. So, if we focusing that India still needs some foreign companies, has some dependence on foreign companies like Rafael, and the US companies is Lockheed Martin. So I think India already have the large marketing area, so we can
Gentlemen,
promote
I would
the
like to
private
add
sector
a
India
also.
has
point.
So
already
that will
started.
Yeah, I would like
India
to
has
add a
already
point
our
started.
supporting to
Uh,
what Chitesh and Ajay mentioned earlier about defense and about the defense and supply chain, wherein we can create an ecosystem within our domestic country only, wherein we can also encourage like when we say defense equipment, it does not mean everything that is built in a part. So everyone
yeah,
bolts
but
it's been to big
highlighting the point
structures.
of
We can
logistics.
we
but
can uh, we can we
It
can
has
add
also been
we can
made
add
in
multiple
India. For example,
Mandar,
we can
can I
take.
please complete my point? One minute.
Yeah,
I'll just take a minute. Yeah. So we can involve multiple MSMEs also to promote and manufacture these equipments. They do not specifically take contracts for these exclusive projects, but they can play their small individual roles in it. Not all companies are a large scale companies that can manufacture on a big level, but it is a MSMEs to participate in this era.
yeah.
And
I
I
would
would
like
like
to
to
add a
add
point
like
to the
Ajay,
service that
gentlemen,
we
like
have
Ajay
already
said
started.
about the
We have
privatization.
already started manufacturing of helmets and all the
Yes,
other stuff from
adding
a private
yes,
company from
Ajay
Italy.
Manav, I would like to add, like,
gentlemen.
according to SIPRI report,
And Tata is also
India has
Tata is
developed
also
in
doing major
2011 to
role.
2015. Let me
Yeah,
complete, Mandar. According to SIPRI report, India has imported half of its developed weapons from Russia. Okay, like 70%, and it has increased 2016 to 2020 like 49%. And India has increased its defense bill so that they can build it in India. And we can see that it was going on Russia Ukraine war. So so US is pushing India to make us self-reliant and to build the arms in our own country.
yes,
Gentlemen,
I would
when
like to
we
add a
talk
point
about
to Sarvesh that
self-reliance, I believe
Tata
that
is also the
also
yeah.
major Indian companies,
When
MNCs
we
like
talk
Tata
about
and
self-reliance, I
companies.
believe an important factor that we need to consider is about this thing putting in our great and like studious minds into it. When it comes to research and development, not all technology can be imported from abroad. I believe we need to focus more on developing our own technology as well.
Exactly.
So as
And
to like
Sarvesh, there
be
has
the
been.
first ones that
including
would
the
be
corporate
benefiting from
sector
it,
will
and then
make us
I would
export
like
as well.
add a
self-reliant
point to
India,
Sarvesh
because
that
as we have
there
seen
have
from the
been
example
projects
of Air India
because
that were
India
gone
is
into
far
the
behind.
Tata and
So gentlemen, I would like to
privatized.
add like
So
the defense
it was
sector is
growth.
slightly
As
sensitive
we
one.
Let
have
Umesh
seen
complete
Air
his
India
point.
example,
Chitesh,
if
let
we
Umesh complete his
compare
point.
to the private sector, so the private sector work very hard and tend to make it growth. So the privatization, including
So,
corporate sector into the defense sector, will help us to
Umesh,
grow more and
yeah,
become
But if
self-reliant.
you leave,
Umesh,
Okay,
I would like to
gentlemen,
differ from
can
my
we move
point
forward to a second point,
private
talking about the
like
logistics?
Mandar speak with, yeah.
Banner,
Yeah, we can start talk
Private
about the
entities are meant for
logistics
the
as well.
fully
America and
gentlemen,
UPSC, they are
private
supplying
entities are fully meant for
their
the
weapons
profit basis. So the defense sector is slightly it is always a sensitive sector. We cannot compare with the other like IDs because
Yeah,
defense
but
sector is
yeah,
sensitive
Chitesh,
sector.
but Tata is a
Let me
trustable
complete.
brand, so we can
Yeah,
talk
No.
about them.
yeah. I was also about
We
to
cannot
mention the
directly
same.
If we will now
we
Jitesh,
cannot
I would like
directly
to just
give the
add a point.
manufacturing to a private
have faith
company
in our
because
own.
there should be some regulations framed before giving to the private because they are fully profit basis. It is not a sector like going for business or profit. This is the defense of the country. It is very sensitive. So giving privatization is slightly risky, I think. So we can go with
I
the
agree
first
with
thing.
Chitesh, I would like
Yes,
to just
I
mention
agree with
ki
Chitesh and Sarvesh
when we
that
talk
they
about
already
when we
mentioned
talk
that
about defense
money making
equipment, it does not have to mean 100% into defense arms. it can also be of a defensive measure like building helmets or Kevlar vests. All those things
For
also
example,
count to defense equipment as
The
well.
problem, but the
I
problem
believe
is
corporates
that
can build a more because they have more role in this because they have the expertise and they have the resources to do so.
Gentlemen, but
not
I
only
think
R&D, but we
gentlemen,
can
I
also
think,
give
but
them
we are
only the
trying to be
facilities of
totally much
manufacturing.
more dependent
might
on
be like
the
ground. We have seen
government
that
organizations like DRDO
and
and
all.
HAL. As we know that our research and development is more leaned towards DRDO and HAL, and that's why it is lacking. If we try to involve a little bit of private entity in it, so it will also help in research and development overall. And I think this is the major factor. And as we know that DRDO is trying to develop many of the weaponry since our independence.
Yes,
And
exactly.
I
They
still
will be able
I
to
agree
it is
to
lacking
Ajay's
behind.
research part.
Gentlemen, I would like to give a
Privatization
conclusion.
should be
In the
in
manufacturing to the
Since
research
and
part
Service already mentioned that totally
time.
depending on privatization is a not a safe issue because it's
See, we can.
about our
No.
country's
I'm
defense.
telling like
Manap,
So I would like
Basically,
that
Manap, we are
DRDO
not
already
totally
do some
depending
research
on the
work
we
and
can rely
DRDO
on
already
we can
doing
rely
great.
on the
as
government
So
organizations.
so
always
I
we
would
are
like to
the
make
manufacturing.
a point that
For
we
manufacturing,
can
we can rely
rely
on the
on
companies like Tata
private
and
companies
all
Like
other
on
giving
organizations.
some
for
entity of the
the
defense, like
for the
and the other things, uniform.
manufacturing.
So
We
these
can
can
Yeah, right.
also include
For manufacturing,
our
we
Yeah,
can
defense.
give
Manap,
them the
control
as you
agreed
rightly
authority.
mentioned,
DRDO's hand.
like being complete, letting it completely to corporates would not be a good idea at first. I think we should
Yeah,
like
we
RBI
can
regulates all of the
we can
banks in
give
the country. For starters, at least we can involve DRDO's interference
for the design
for
part at
defending
least
that
we
at
can give them the designs and
an
all
earlier
the
stage
other
at
things.
least,
But for
so that we can
manufacturing,
have an
the private
approach to what
entities
is
for
going on at which
manufacturing.
organization with which contract. So that can lead us to keeping an eye on what is going on in that company and exactly project.
already doing that.
Gentlemen,
Our government will charge new interns and startups also.
New ideas.
That's also help DRDO and our government to improve our system of defense.
gentlemen, we are
For that,
discussing on the
some
one
startup
point
It's also
only.
increasing its
Let's move to logistics.
supply of
The
weapons and
second
goods,
lead.
right? That they have given Tejas and INS
Yes.
ships to the South Asian countries so that they can get a feedback from it. And it is
I would like to highlight a point about the logistics.
Gentlemen, I think privatization is fully based upon the MNCs. So there are many foreign countries who invest in India, not the domestic thing. So because we can recently we came to a news like the airways is given to the private and other things. But those were the things which give profit, and they are not responsible for the people because government is responsible for the people.
But actually we are not. We are diverting from the topic. The topic is not privatization.
No. I was saying
think
GD-2 was
Salman
not
is trying to
appropriate.
add a point from a while.
No, I was saying GD-2 is not appropriate, so we can go with lead one. That's why I'm justifying.
We can add.
Gentlemen, Salman is trying to add a
point
point from a while. Let him
Salman.
also contribute.
Yes, Salman.
Yes, thanks, Ajay. I want to add one thing that every country and every company which made any defensive equipment have firstly start their journey. So our country and our government also have given us some startup, some initiatives, and also give some powers to the startups, which is now upgrowing and growing, which gives us growth as DRDO recruits some newly employees which work in the field of defense, and also our country is on the basis of every year doing exercises with the neighboring countries, in which we share our information with them and they with us, and by that we can improve our defense system, and also as our initiative is to increase our system.
Gentlemen, I would highlight a point that Indian government already give license to 500 plus companies for the defense.
As in Indian Air Force is also applying asking youth to participate in the organization that have initiative about the drones technology. So the Indian Air Force is also demanding that if any youth or any corporation have any idea about the advanced drone, so that our initiative welcome. So the including corporate means including public into the initiative technology. So that will be more beneficial towards the our defense manufacturing sector. It will
Yes,
bolster
Sumesh,
our defense
I just highlight this point, and I just like to highlight a point that India already give license to 500 plus companies in 2022, and in 2023 it will be more bigger in figure. And also IIT Kanpur also take a initiative and also sign a MOU with DIO that they can start a research program on that issue. So including the young youth like IITs, engineers and other sectors, involving them in such way, and only corporatization can help this kind of thing. That's why I'm trying to put.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
will also
let's
just
discuss
adding a
about the
point to
second point,
Bala's
that
point,
is
so as you know
logistics.
that
of the
our
vocabulary.
he
Improve the
just said that
logistics within
it
the
will
country. Now,
automatically
okay, once we
yeah,
have better
Gentlemen,
manufacturing,
I
how can
believe that
we
Kapil is making a
logistics of the
very
country?
a valid point.
Yeah,
Let's hear
Sarvesh,
him out.
I want to add to Manav that if we have the good technicians from technical knowledge from the IITs, it will eventually leads to the increase in the supply chain, because we'll have we can give it to the our neighboring countries which have threatened from China, like Philippines and this Philippines and South Asian countries. But we have seen that due to lack of funds, they are not able to do that. We already have a lot of talents in India, right? So if we put them together, we can have strong hold on supply chain. We can have good hold on research and development, and eventually it will lead to the including the corporates, which can have a better, like the design and the latest technology. The cutting edge technology is the really a need of Indian Defense Forces.
Yes, Kapil,
Gentlemen,
I also
just adding a point to Kapil's point.
our topmost
Gentlemen,
priority
just
is
adding a
should be
point
the
to
about the
focusing on
logistics
research
as well.
and
Gentlemen,
development,
Indian
and
government has
second
already
is would be
started
that
gentlemen,
initiative of
cooperation with
logistics
gentlemen,
of
as
private companies. Like we don't
as
have the
Manav,
expertise, right? So the private companies like Lockheed Martin, Rafael, they have the expertise. So we can cooperate with them and join cooperation. We can take their expertise.
Yeah,
That is
Manav,
why
let's move to another
gentlemen,
point.
like
Talking about the
as
logistics,
Manav and
we
Kapil
have also
mentioned,
we have to need to
overall
increase the supply
privatization,
chain
a
for
bit of
defense as well.
privatization of the defense defense militarization
We are done with
can
this.
help us in many aspects. Like let it be, if we give it to little bit the private entities, let it be startups that are used are starting. If we give it will automatically help in to reduce the unemployment in our nation. It will create much more jobs, and also it will make much more profits through India. Like if we do it at a good level, we can also export our militarization goods or equipments we made. So I think investing much
Also
more in private
one of the
companies
points
can help us
that
overall.
yeah,
including
one
the
of the points that Kapil
corporate
mentioned
sector into the
was
manufacturing,
about
we
involving
can also
IITs
save
and
the
corporates
defense
into it.
budget. We
I
not
believe there
need
are
to
multiple
hire
locations
new
where we
employees
have
as well as.
hackathons organized by government, wherein kids participate and work towards making a solution to a problem. So I think this is also a way where creativity takes place, giving solutions and involving fresh minds to it. So
Yes,
this
Sarvesh, I
this is
agree
also
to
a
you,
small
but
small
let's
small share of question
start.
that research and development can lead
Let's
to.
talk about the logistics and the supply chain, which is being started by the country.
and held some scholarship tests which students get passed and they perform very well and also work for DRDOs. As I'm adding some points to the service point, and also uh, now on international basis, when we talk into the international market for defense expo and anything which we buy from other countries, it must it
India is currently doing that, right? But we need cutting edge technology for it, right? We need cutting edge technology because
Yeah.
we are.
So gentlemen,
Actually, IITs
I
are
believe we
already
can.
engaged in these projects of DRDO and all the other
They
things.
have new of fifth generation
We
fighter
are
jets.
trying to.
We have fourth generation fighter jets,
See,
and only we have Rafale, right?
Yeah,
So we need
recently,
gentlemen, when we speak about the supply chain that is of the domestic supply chain that is being we are talking about being promoted. I believe when we talk about supply chain, it also means
yes,
the reservoir
Sarvesh.
of all of the resources that we require to make these equipments that we are talking about. So I think
Yeah, within
promoting
the
and
country
keeping a
also.
stock of keeping a stock of these.
Okay, fine. Rejoin the session from the same. Well, gentlemen, now we have to discuss on GD-2. Okay. So the topic of GD-2 is sports in Indian society is a hobby primarily and a passion or a career later. How can this mentality be changed? Lead A, spreading awareness among the parents and guardians. Lead 2, improve the quality of sports equipments and facilities to get students motivated. Lead 3, government to push and incentivize corporates who keep a reserve quota for sports professionals. All clear? You want me to repeat the topic? Okay, fine. Please start your discussion.
Gentlemen, we all know that our country is known for sports. Okay, we all had a very great history, and also we encourage our youth to be encouraged in to be more indulged and play for our country. For that, we need more infrastructure and more kind of sports things. And in this we also add one more point that nowadays, as we empower our women and also our children, so that the woman is now more coming into the sports. And for that, we have to look at this from the school level. And from the school level, if we look at this, our country is our country is taking some steps that on the like Hello India and Hello India, and on the college level it is also going far and far. And on the school level, we can take it as a sports level, then we can take it on a national level and then international level. So after international level, our students and our sports person go farther in the sports.
So we need to
talking about the third lead. We need to
awareness about the sports.
We need to tell the private organizations
can be
to
only
focus
done
more on the quota of sports, as there are already quotas in the government organizations. For some seats are reserved for the person who have achieved national level or state level championships. So we need to push the narrative in the private organizations as well, to reserve a quota for the sports person who has been playing sports at the national level or international level or at Olympics. So that might be a good
government
lead.
is
Gentlemen, I would like to highlight on the point number 2, like the basic infrastructure of sports.
Yes, gentlemen, I would like to differ because
like we have we need a job, so
moving
you
the
have to
sports
play the
quota to
sports. This mentality has to
quota
change.
to
Like we have
corporate, moving the sports quota to corporate, but their job security is in vain, because government trusts to give the job till the age of 60, but private they won't give the trust, because they can give job this uncertainty period, because we cannot trust them. So I think we can go with the lead 2 actually, because
Gentlemen, I would like to come on a point that lead the awareness is more focused. So as we know that we have 130 crore population, but we still can't qualify for FIFA World Cup, football FIFA World Cup, and hardly we manage to get 1 or 2 silver or bronze medal in Olympics. So if we see that China is dedicatedly prepared their students in school, colleges, they are dedicatedly selected those candidates, the students.
Yes, gentlemen. Yes, adding to Manav's point.
Years to years.
Yes, Manav, I would like to add with your point. Like India is, is excelling in particular sports only, because, for example, if we say cricket is very high throughout the world where India reaches, but like Manav said, football is still underrated in our country, and other sports also. Like we have still traditional sports like Sirambatam and other things which evolve in Olympics, but we can't shine in that. Certain sports we have to improve the facilities, because still we are going for certain cities to develop our skills, not in our own place. Like for each capital in the state is like flourishing in the facilities, not the other
we need to popularize
the game. And one more point is that our traditional sports are like Kho-Kho, Kabaddi. Those are not played all over the world. So we should focus on that kind of sports that is played all over the world. So in this way, India can represent as or internationally all over the world, like football, swimming.
Infrastructures, like good infrastructure, because we have seen China, they have good infrastructure from the beginning. They have training their youth from the very early age. So because they have a good infrastructure, also they are popularizing it. through branding, through showing it to the parents or the society that this sports, getting into sports is not a
Yeah, so
liability.
I would like to just add to what Kapil's point, where I think the importance and the liking of sports should be starting at the grassroots level itself, like motivating the parents and letting kids into the atmosphere where they have a good equipment and good opportunity to have a career in sports. I believe that this facility, this situation can be created in the schools at an earlier stage, so that parents also will have a confidence that my kid is going in a direction where he can possibly see a career in the future.
Yes,
And
Sarvesh, you are
a
right.
school that has
Point,
good
as
You are
equipment
right.
and good
from
But
facilities can
upgradation in the
add to
sports
Sarvesh's
technology,
point that
upgradation in the sports technology will also motivate youth.
as the
As
other countries are
as
doing
I would
that,
like to
suppose
add
there
that
is a
Sarvesh,
person who
forcing
get
the
like how many of
making
youth
it
are inspired
compulsory.
by the Sachin and Dhoni because they get proper training and they have opportunity to showcase their potential because they have done so. It is inspiring youth to do well, that passion can be turned into profession. So it is
That is only with the cricket, right?
Adding to Umesh point,
We can also try to adopt
point
certain
as we are
certain things like
the highest
making it a
population.
compulsion in the school
gentlemen,
level.
I would like to add
In
on
the
this
age
point.
of 6 to 20, we can make it a compulsion.
Talking about
Like
cricket.
for example,
Cricket is
Israel already made it compulsory to go into the military service. So we can push our students to go into the sports from the age of maybe 10 to 20. We can
Anand,
make them
we need infrastructure for
as a
that, right?
compulsion.
We need a good infrastructure for that, and we need to popularize
Yeah.
it first.
Yes,
exactly
Mandar,
good
you
infrastructure will
you
motivate
made
youth
a
to
valid point
participate
that
and
we
perform
can
well.
there is
It
in
will
school level
Like,
there should be
gentlemen,
a dedicated
gentlemen,
class.
what Sarvesh
This is
said is
missing
about
in Indian society
parents
also.
parents
We
to
can create a dedicatedly sports class like
Yeah.
America, China. Oh, so
Yes.
and it will carry marks. So that
I would
takes
like to
to
highlight
get
one
the
more
point
example
that
of
focus on
Himad
government
sport.
Das,
also
There
focus
is
like
on the
there
they
is no lack
belong
of
to a very poor
talent in.
family.
We
They
already
hardly
know that
manage to do
Aruti
all the
Saha, Mihir
things
Sen,
they
they
had
Yes,
are
Umesh
first.
is
and
Umesh,
that's
telling
why
Umesh,
right.
they
let me
Madam,
perform
finish.
at
let
the
They are
international level
let's
somehow.
listen to
And
Umesh
if
what he
they are
wants
We
to
able
know
to
say.
that
perform well, it
Mihir Sen,
inspires youth.
Aruti Saha, the
So
first Asian
basically,
from
the
India,
sports
they crossed
technology
the
or
English
Because
sports
I
Channel.
want to
improvement is
add
So
one
the
necessary.
thing.
one thing we need that there are lots of things are happening from Asia. First Indian doing these kind of things like crossing English Channel and conquering the Mount Everest. But we need to highlight those things. That is the more important to focus. Like as we when as we focusing the cricket, when the cricket match is organized, the tickets are distributed and some top government officials are invited this match, so we can do same with other sports also. Organize a
Adding more
swimming
point to
competition,
Manav, I
organize
want
a
to
football
point out that
competition
there are
match.
lack of
I would like
awareness
to
in
add
parents.
a
Like
point.
they
That
have
create
the
the
hard
more
mentality
focus.
that
Like
if a boy or
Not
if
take
a
it as a
boy gets
liability, but
educated, then he
an
will
asset
get
of
a
the
job.
country.
But when he was playing or in doing good in sports, but his parents are not supporting him. His parents are saying like that, if you will get study, then you will get a job. So they have the hard mentality like that in rural areas, and there is a lack of infrastructure, like Kapil said earlier. In village area, if a boy is playing, he hardly goes to a district level. He can't go for national or international because there are less infrastructure and there are lack of awareness in the schools and colleges.
Exactly. Adding point to Sudeep
Yes.
point, if he get opportunity to perform at national level, it will inspire many parents. Like their mentality is right now, padega
yes,
likhega, khelega
yes,
kudega
Umesh.
to
Yes, Umesh. I would like
padega likhega
to
to
give an
banega nawab,
example.
and still broke their
Yeah,
identity because the
yeah,
parents will know
Umesh.
that
Adding
it
to your
can
point,
be they are
I
reaching
would
very
like
well.
to
They will have
I would like
example.
to
People are doing well in the sports
I would like to
also.
give an example. Like we are talking of the cricket. It is very famous because we should be clear that cricket is a private organization. BCCI is not under the government, but whereas the other sports comes under the Sports Authority of India. So we can easily compare these two things because there's high facilities in cricket, but not in the other sports. So directly, it is implying that their amenities should be increased by the government and the facilities should be increased.
Yeah,
So
I
we can go the lead.
Gentlemen,
It
sometimes
is
I
also
think
important to
government
promote
may
other sports as
provide
well.
government will provide
When it
football
comes
board or
not
swimming
only
board
cricket and
like
football,
other
but
countries
multiple
that
other
will
sports
help.
like swimming,
there must be
hockey, and
there
other
is
sports like
the games which
like those.
are
Because the more the sports that are involved, the more the
See the
opportunities
Khelo
are
India
created.
Games and
So
all
and
the
the
other
more kids will be
national level
involved
games
in this and
which are
and
being
in
organized by the
pursuing it
government
as a
of India
career, looking at this as a career
are
opportunity.
are
So
motivation for the
yeah.
youngsters.
If we
Like
improve the
for
sports
example,
I want
Khelo
to
India
add
quality
and all
at
the
the
other
school level,
organizations
as
sports
which
there
give
one
a
of my
cash
there
prize
is
former
to the
speaker
also a
said,
youngsters
the
to the
challenge
players
here.
grassroots
who have been
levels
playing
must be
and winning.
better. So then we will
Get
have opportunity, more
chance to
opportunity. Suppose
get a
someone
chance
has
to
not
play in the
participated
high.
at the school level, so he will more tendly not likely to participate in the college also. But if he have practiced it at the school level, so he will join the team at college, inter-college team in the college as well.
Yes, Umesh,
So
like Umesh said, we can add it to the curriculum itself along the education.
yes,
So making mandatory the sports.
exactly, grassroots level sports development must be necessary.
That
So
Yeah, that's
Also, when we,
organizational
I
level,
think
few years
we
ago,
can
companies
all
ISL
agree,
started.
which
The
are
gentlemen,
ISL
we
is
organized
can all
Indian
agree that
Super League,
keeping
which
can
is
organize at
football
national
league.
level
So
and
in this
encourage their
in this
employees as well to
scenario, the
participate
Indian
in the
player
games,
meet
and they can offer.
form a team with foreign players, and then they create the clubs across the India, and they played matches like IPL. The ISL is hosted for last few years. Though
Right,
in
Manav.
this way, nowadays our Indian
We
football
can
team
also tell our
improving so much,
organizations
and
Yes,
yeah,
I
and
want
they
to add
improving
one.
so
I
much,
add one.
and they
Manav,
are recently
various other competitions
rank up
of
their
national level,
position in
and
FIFA qualifying
from
matches.
the
So
from the
if we
last 10
implement this
decades. Yes.
same
So
process
gentlemen, yeah.
with the other sports, we can definitely get a
yeah, also
positive
gentlemen,
Manav,
I
in the
advantage
believe
in
that
in
the
the
it
My
is
future.
also
point,
organizations
let
important
me
to
let,
gain
let
the
me give
gain the
let me
gain the
certain
trust
other
from
let me
the
give
as
the chance.
Kapil
trust
said,
and
Sarvesh,
confidence
encourage their
of
employees
parents
Sarvesh, we
to
can
when
give
we
the
are
answer
participate
one
in
when
by
we
the
one.
are
games and
just
create a healthy
as
environment
Kapil
in the
said
just
that how
organization itself.
infrastructure,
yeah,
as
we
Kapil said
can
how
also
infrastructure plays a major role in this. So I just want to add
Yes,
a personal example in this. Like I am a national level swimmer, so I used to go around 25 to 30 kilometers to get a 50 meters Olympic size pool. Just on the other hand, like I was dedicated towards it, but on other hand, my one of my friend was there who was not able to travel that much distance, managing his time. So in this action, the infrastructure, as the pools are not available, even being a good swimmer, he was not able to continue his swimming. So I think this can be a major example that how like the infrastructure, pools, stadiums, and other government should work on it. And I think
Yes,
this can be a
government
better
should
yeah,
place.
work on it,
yeah, Ajay,
We can
and
creating
also
inculcate a
world
culture,
class
like
when
we
level
can take the
speak
culture
about
in
grounds
yeah,
the
when we
for
speak
running,
about
organizations
the
as well,
playing
topic
like
cricket,
topic where
football,
to
where we
and
encourage
need
the
to
swimming.
involve
You
employees,
also
and by
mentioned.
encouraging the employees as well,
as well.
we can
We
create
need to
a
take
healthy
parents'
environment,
confidence
and
into account as well. We can do this if the schools incentivize playing and participating in sports. So if an individual is performing extremely well in sports, I think he should be levied or given some incentives or grades or grace marks. So as to he can compensate for both of these activities and not regret his decision to pursue or being in sports more than
yes,
focusing
Sarvesh,
on his
not
studies.
even in schools, we can
Although
Yes,
also focus
Zentiva,
in the
I think
organizations as well, which are
if
running
we
in the with
if we
large
start
level number of MNCs which are running. We can
sport
also give
education
them the
into
employees
the
which
school
are
level and root level, but
working for the
as,
companies.
as some people are from conservative thinking, they think that we should not allow our, especially girls, to not go to schools. And firstly, we have to change that thinking. And if we change that thinking, then both both boy and girl they have a chance to explore their life and do something well. Okay, so from including the root level, and also we have to, and government have to take some initiative steps to encourage parents to indulge their children in sports, as already Ajay included the point of
Salman, adding to your point, before government convincing the parents, government should showcase facilities. Whether here are the facilities to
Yes,
participate.
yes,
So that
absolutely right.
yeah. Yeah,
I
But
think
so
as
before
it's
convincing
actually
former
parents,
very
they
speaker that
showcase the
important.
even
facilities.
Before
even
awarding
Indian
this well,
Point
we
to
four
must
person
provide the
have very good
infrastructure. We
we
must
would
quality
not
provide
in
the
team
like
stadiums,
to
playing,
focus in
but
schools,
school
they are
itself,
the
not
whatever
even
but
it
in the
is.
also in the
qualify for the FIFA
certain
World
other
Cup. As one
MNCs,
of my former
we can
speaker
try to
mentioned that even
encourage the
after
employees
being a
working in the
good team, we
good
are not
companies
able to
like.
qualify for FIFA World Cup. So that's
Yes, yes.
why this happened, because they were not able to get proper sports infrastructure. We are
And
our
support
Indian
also, and
trainers,
support also the support from the government.
Our Indian players are basically relying on the jugaad based training, so they hardly manage somehow. So upgradation in the sport technology will help youth to perform better. Like countries in the and other countries, sports person get very good facilities, but it is not in India. They had
Yes,
to
yes.
manage their own. So upgradation in the sports infrastructure will definitely help youth to
Yes,
practice.
adding
Like
to
upgradation
just want to add
in
a
sports
point.
infrastructure as well as the awareness
Give an
also.
example.
As we know
One
that
of
the
Yeah,
football is
one
point to
majorly
add.
played in eastern
I
parts
have
of
a
India
small point
and
to
the
add.
northeastern parts of
So,
India.
as
So
I just
the
want to add
western
a
parts,
point
northern
like
parts of the India states are all focusing the like wrestling
as
kind
Neeraj
of
Chopra is
thing. They are
taking
not focusing the football,
yes,
this kind of things. So South India is mainly focused on volleyball and that kind of sports. So awareness is also important with great infrastructure also.
Yeah,
just,
but
yes,
we
yes.
just
can
give an
focus
example
more
I
on
in
the
Northeast,
national level
yes,
like
games
I am
like
in
Hello India,
Northeast,
and
the
also
football
we
has
can
played a major
inculcate.
role. Like in Northeast, the football has played a major role. The government there supports a lot in football. Like one of my friends is there. Like he says that governments levies almost like they give a lot of scholarships and many other college
Incentives,
facilities and
yes.
other things just to promote football.
yes.
So I think
Adding to
this
Ajay
kind of
point, government had already held a
Also,
football
there are multiple competitions within the
championship
government and within
in the
organizations
in the
itself
south.
that help promoting and help and involve participating of these candidates or these players. So and they see the limelight of the day and they are picked from the selectors or scouts and they can have an opportunity there.
And I think our parents psychology here plays a major role. So as we know that Indian parents normal psychology is like a person should first look after his studies, as it kind of plays a role of luck to be a good sportsman in our country. So I think this psychology of our parents must also change, and this can only done by government
Gentlemen,
by
one more
improving infrastructure,
thing is
investing in
that
sports.
how we
Another
promote
one,
the
improving
how we
infrastructure as
promote
well as
the things
promoting more
in we
sports.
how we make some awareness in guardians. The thing is that those player are those player are doing internationally good, like Hima Das and Mirabai Chanu. They got the Olympics medals, so we can invite them to be a brand ambassador like this and promoting the youth.
Madam, they
If
are all
Mirabai
promoting
Chanu
more
and
than
those things and
Gentlemen,
Hima Das,
government
they're
is
Indian
promoting
already
some
parents,
doing that.
products,
as
Government is
Ajay
it will
already
mentioned,
creating
doing that.
that
because
our
they
Indian
have
parent
awareness
direct
psychology
automatically.
basically rightly as that, because they prefer study before sports, because they know that it will suffer. Somewhere there is no proper infrastructure that will take the person to the in the sports, and that infrastructure can available on the study. So they basically focus on study because they know there is no opportunity in games. But if we youth progress well in the sports field, so they will definitely motivate their child to
Not
practice in the
only
government
about
and
sports
the
field.
infrastructure,
private
there is
players give
also money
I
involved
want
in
to
it,
add one
because
more thing.
gives the sports
coaches and
culture.
all the other players
Like we
are
have
given
IPL,
less amount of money and they are
badminton
paid
So,
less.
league,
gentlemen,
So
I think adding to
other
the
volleyball
infrastructure,
leagues.
Indian parents think that
Try and invite more
government
and
can
more
also
very less
players.
amount of money is
Because
government can
happening,
also
and the
after
salary is
government can
also
also
about the
exist a
coaches.
physical
is not able
education
to
department in
Only
higher
in the
institutions
cricket,
like
the salaries are high
central
and
government.
all the brands
So,
associated with it.
Let's
so
make
I
Salary.
would like to add like facilities
Talking
not
about
only
the other
considered the
games
grounds
like
and the stadiums.
Coco and
So
hockey, coaches are
government can
not given
also
that much amount of
physical
money.
education
And
department
coaches
in
are also
let
certain
given.
Mandar complete his
universities
point.
to
Yeah,
Yes, give a chance. Let's
talking
give a chance to
because
Anirudh. Yes, Anirudh.
Let Mandar
Let's
complete his
listen
point.
to Anirudh. Yes, Anirudh.
okay.
Let Mandar complete his point, and we can give a chance
Talking
to
about the
Anirudh. Mandar,
salaries
complete.
also, we need to focus more on the salaries of the coaches as also the other players which are involved in the games apart from cricket. So government should also initiate certain things, and also the private organizations should sponsor the games like hockey and kho and certain other games which are related to aesthetics also, and swimming. Uh, because the money, talking about the Indian psychology, money as it is not involved much in the sports, so parents tend to push the children in studies only. And if the salaries and the other perks are given to the players and the coaches, we can see the improvement in the upcoming India in the terms of sport.
But friends, if we
Gentlemen, this was a well, good evening, gentlemen. The exercise which you're going to do is called as Lecturette. So now I'll give you one card. So you have to pick any one topic for 3 minutes. You have to go through that topic. Any topic you have to pick and start preparing on the particular topic for the next 3 minutes. Then you will come in the room and you have to give the lecture on the particular topic for 3 minutes in front of your friend by standing in front of them. All clear?
Yes.
Okay. So let me just first of all, everyone have to give their introduction. So in introduction, you will say your name, the place you belong, what is education, and one of your biggest achievement in your life till now. Okay, all clear? Give me the introduction in the same order. Okay. So first we'll go with the Manab, second Kapil, third Chitesh, fourth Umesh, five Subhadeep, six Ajay, seven Anirudh, eight Sarvesh, nine Salman, 10 Mandar. Okay, in this order you have to give your introduction, or in the same order you have to give your lecture. Okay, one by one I'll put each and every one in the waiting room when their turns up. Okay, so Manab, please start.
Good evening, gentlemen. My name is Manav Sarkar. I am from the district North 24 Parganas, West Bengal. I did my graduation in BSc Honors in Geology, and my biggest achievement is I am a Golden Arrow Cup when I was a member of Bharat Scouts and Guides.
Good evening, gentlemen. My name is Kapil Kumar Kapoor. I belong to Beat Billing, and I have done BTech from Delhi Technological University in Software Engineering. I have been the sports captain of DTU football team and also been the cup in IIT Kanpur.
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm Chitesh M. I'm from Tanjore district, which is in Tamil Nadu. I have completed my graduation in MSc Mathematics. So I consider the biggest achievement so far is we won the district level championship while I was in the college in cricket. Thank you.
Good morning, friends. My name is Umesh Soni, and I have done my graduation. I hail from Khetdi. It is a beautiful town in the Jhunjhunu district of Rajasthan. I have done my graduation from computer science from Dayal Singh College, Delhi University. And my biggest achievement so far is I have cleared the CDS exam multiple times. Thank you.
Good evening, gentlemen. My name is Subhadeep Bhatia. I am from Hooghly district of West Bengal. I completed my Bachelor of Technology in Mechanical Engineering from Bengal College of Engineering and Technology, Durgapur. My biggest achievement is that I represented under 14 football match in Hooghly district. Thank you.
Good evening, gentlemen. My name is Ajay Tanaji Suryavanshi. I come from a beautiful city, that's Pune. It's in Maharashtra. I have done my BA with Maths Honors. And my biggest achievement is I have won a gold and a bronze medal in swimming and life-saving nationals.
Gentlemen, my name is Anirudh Kumar Dhlotra and I am from district Gurdaspur, Punjab. I did my graduation in BA from Government College Gurdaspur, and my biggest achievement is that I was a captain of under 19 cricket team.
Good evening, gentlemen. I am Sarvesh Chandagre. I am from Mumbai. One of my biggest achievements is covering the highest peak, one of the highest peaks in Maharashtra, that is Kalsubai. Thank you.
Good evening, gentlemen. My name is Salman. I am from a beautiful city called Roorkee, and which is also known for IIT. And I have done my graduation in BSc from BSM College, Roorkee. And my biggest achievement is my overcoming my stage fear. Thank you.
Hello, gentlemen. My name is Mandar Vilas Suryavanshi, and I am from Pune. I have done my graduation in mechanical engineering, and my biggest achievement is I have received a silver medal in karate at national level championship. Thank you.
Good evening, gentlemen. Today, my lecture topic is Ukraine-Russia crisis. As we all know that February 24, 2023, India-Russia conflict is complete its first year anniversary. In this long-term conflict, there are so many crises we faced. the main cause of the crisis is NATO and Russia, which is formerly the chairman of USSR. US already trying to conclave the Russian territory, so they offer Ukraine to join NATO. As Russia already earlierly give an ultimatum to USS to NATO and Ukraine that if they join, if they invite Ukraine to join NATO, Russia will definitely retaliate it. And as Putin said, he did it. He launched offensive and full scale war towards Ukraine. As all we expected, Russia is one of the most biggest and powerful country in terms of military, and we all expected that in a month Russia captured the Ukraine. So Western world also give Zelensky the free passes to flew, but Zelensky stood his ground and bravely take some decision. And now, and we saw that the result is here. Ukraine successfully block Russian troops. Yes, some Russian troops already capture many cities like Kiev and some major Odisha and some major cities of Ukraine, but still they can't manage to capture the Kiev. In this scenario, Western media's sanction or many sanction on Russia, like the Russia can't trade oil with freely, and also ban their companies in Russia. Russia also countered this situation, cutting his gas supply towards Germany, France, and that's Germany, France, and all over the Europe. And in this crisis, India tried to solve the situation between Russia and Ukraine, and India is partially successful in that scenario, but still we have to do more for the peace of the world. And United Nations also focused on their respective roles, so that the world would be a better place. And thank you.
Good evening, gentlemen. The topic of my lecture is AUKUS versus Quad. As we all know, Quad.
Your face is cutting, Kapil. You're not visible. Yeah, correct. Good to go. Start. Yeah. Start.
Good evening, gentlemen. The topic of my lecture is AUKUS versus Quad. Quad stands for Japan, US, Australia, and India in the Pacific region to counter mostly the Chinese interference in the Pacific area, and it is built to counter it, also to build the bilateral ties with the four countries, so to have a pressure on China from the north, east, west, and south. Quad has done a very grateful job countering China, and many exercises with the militaries of the four nations has countered China, because we have seen the China has captured most of the islands nearby it, like Senkaku Islands in Japan, and also it is trying to convert those islands to its native place. And AUKUS, talking about the AUKUS is with the Australia, UK, and US. It is also like the Quad membership, but it does not include the other members. It is basically like a NATO in the oceans, and AUKUS is focused on mostly to counter Russia. But for India, Quad is more important, because it also helps in gaining the stronghold in the Indian Ocean regions, like in the Sumatra Islands, the narrow sea on the state of Malacca, which is a major sea port, which is a major sea route for the 50% of the world trade. And if China choke it, it would be difficult. If the Quad members choke it, it would be difficult for China to have its widespread, because we know that the China is measurably a dangerous threat to the India. And AUKUS, India has a slightly less towards its AUKUS, because it does not includes the vested interest of India's diplomacy with the other nations, So in the future, India can also be working with AUKUS, so to have a bilateral ties with the in the Atlantic Oceans also, and to have a stronghold to the both its allies, as well as to counter its axis of counter its neighboring countries which have threats for the India. Thanks, sir.
Good evening, gentlemen. My topic for lecture is my most memorable journey. So, my most memorable journey is it happened in my second year of my graduation. So, I was representing my district under 23 cricket team for first time during my second year of my college. Initially, I was not a professionally trained player. Once after getting entering the college, I used to practice more and involve in the team for 2 years initially, and learned the techniques, and we participated in the district level, and later I was selected for the district, and the journey between our college till the south of Tamil Nadu, which is Tirthanjur. That strange journey was really memorable for me because that was the first time I was going as a team, not like a family or friends or trip or anything. It's a fully packed team of a district, and I represented the game. Since even though we fought very well, but we was unable to win the match. But there was lots of things to learn from the experience, and I learned a lot. I would mention that would be my memorable journey. Thank you.
Good evening, friends. My lecture topic is impact of Western culture on the Indian culture. So basically, what is Indian culture? Our Indian culture is the best culture among the world. Our Indian culture is the culture of Sri Ram Prabhu. Our Indian culture teaches youth to respect elders, to respect women, to respect our parents, to help others. But these days, the Western culture is negatively impacting the Indian youth. For the example, there are several movies that shows that it is normal to watch porn video and adult video, but it is not our Indian culture, because our Indian culture used to teach us how to remain celibate. Like the example of Swami Vivekananda and several other rishis, they used to inspire youths, but it is not in the Western culture. How Pio Sojao is like the Western culture, and Indian youth is getting motivated by them because it requires less effort. So, and the addiction of drinking and the several other kind of addiction we have gained from the Western culture. Although the Western are also attracting towards the Indian culture, like the ISKCON temple, we can see the foreigners adopting the Indian culture. They are adopting Indian cultures, and they are teaching that their culture is the best. How can it be possible? So they are only making Indian fools because Indian can only be world class leader when it follows its own culture, because it is also said in the Bhagavad Gita, Swadharme Nidhanam Sriyam. We should rely on our belief system. We should not inspire by the system that is nothing. Our traditional system used to teach us how to respect women. We have seen from the Ramayana Mahabharata, especially from the Ramayana, and the now youth are not even disrespecting women, also the disrespecting the elders. It is quite visible. The student used to talk randomly in front of their teacher, but it was not in the Indian culture. So basically, the Western culture may be or may not be good, but it is not appropriate according to the Indian culture. Our Indian culture is made for the overall growth of the youth, like for being a human, not being an animal and do the things only for pleasure. So basically, the Western culture has inspired youth, and the another example of Western culture impacting the youth, like Western culture shows movies. In the movies, Western culture is shown that. Thank you.
Good evening, gentlemen. Today my lecture topic is Uniform Civil Code. As we know that it is a hot piece of cake of news nowadays. So now, what is meant by Uniform Civil Code? It is one law for every people in India. So we all know that 21st Law Commission was established in 1955, and till then there are many law commissions, and 21st Law Commission was initiated on 2018, and it was extending till 2024. But recently, in news, the 22nd Law Commission has been initiated, and in that Uniform Civil Code does empowers on personal affairs like marriage, adoption, etc. And it is also an act all over the country to Property Act, Transfer of Property Act, Partnership Act, Vehicle Act, Motor Vehicle Act, etc. And there are many states that they are not maintaining this rule. Like that Motor Vehicle Act 2018 was published, but there are many states that are not implementing this rule. And in DPSP Article 44, it was written that states shall endeavor the safety and security all over the country. But these words shall, the word shall has been not discussed. So nowadays, as it is in DPSP, so it is not injusticiable in nature. So nowadays, like a political leader JP Nadda to his party said that Uniform Civil Code should implement as soon as possible. Thank you.
So, good evening, gentlemen. The lecture topic I got is my favorite book. And I have divided my topic into major 4 parts. First, go with the introduction of my book. What are the things I liked? What is the perspective I took from it? And what are the things I learned from it? Starting with the book. My favorite book is Chhatrapati, which is written by Shivaji Sawan, one of the greatest Marathi authors. Chhatrapati is a book based on the great Maratha warrior and king, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And I think it is a really inspiring book. The first and the major thing about the book, it has shown all the journey of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, that how he started his journey or took the oath of building the Swarajya, until how he fought with the Mughals, even having small army and everything. So what are the things I liked about the book? First and the major one is as the great king Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, he's really inspiring and a role model. And I think many of the youth should take inspiration from him. He, being a child, had decided or took an oath at the age of 15 about making a Swarajya from the Mughal rule. His father was a Sardar of Adil Shahi. Even though his father was not at a king's position, he had that visionary from his childhood about having a Swarajya or building his own kingdom, which would be safer for women and everyone. Also, the second major thing I like about his qualities are he was really goal-oriented. As I told you, he had already decided what he wants to do. He took steps towards it. He achieved it with all the things he can do. The third thing, he's one of the best leaders we can say. Like he used to influence people really good. We have seen that many of the people, like the Sardars and everyone under him, were ready to give lives for him, even for his one word. So that kind of influencing ability needs some kind of courage, and he must have something in him. That's why there was it. Other than that, he was a good planner. I would like to mention the war of Pawankind, Battle of Pawankind, in which around with against 3,000 Mughals, there were 60 Maulas. The Maratha soldiers are called Maulas. They fought 30 Maulas, defeated 3,000 soldiers and captured the fort of Pawankind. So this kind of war strategies he had, and this kind of motivation he had among his Maulas, that they were ready to go till this extent. Also, I think he's visionary, as I told you. At that time, he knew the importance of a navy. He set up the first. He's also called the father of Indian Navy. He set up the first Indian Navy, and the admiral was Kanoji Angre. And I think it is really a good visionary at that time, to counter the Portuguese rule. I think all this factor really motivated me and inspired me, as we all want to become an officer, and these are the good, really leadership qualities that everyone need in their life, and everyone should take inspiration from it. Also, as we know that he at that time showed built an Swaraj that had respect for women, and also secularism. There were many Muslim or the other religion and Christian Sadas working under him, and still they were that much dedicated and oriented towards him, and ready to do anything for him. So I think everyone should read this book, and thank you.
Good evening, gentlemen. Today, my lecture topic is Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan basically means that to become India less independent on the other countries in the field of defense sector, technology, import, export, etc. So, as we all know that our Prime Minister Narendra Modi main focuses on this scheme and become less independent, less dependent on other countries. For example, like in the defense sector, they are trying to make tanks, missiles, and other weapons that are basically on the base of Make in India scheme. And this is very beneficial for India to develop the country as, and also to दूसरों पे impression डालने के लिए. And this can be achieved by establishing industries and startups, as well as educating the youth. By establishing industry, we are able to make many weapons and also goods, which also helps them to, which also helps us to make Atmanirbhar Bharat. And by also establishing startups, by establishing startups and encourage youth, that we are able of young ones to develop the technologies and use their creativity, which also help not only in defense sector but also in education sector. And one of the other reasons are to develop to spread awareness amongst them. So in the conclusion, I just want to say that these are the main reason for India to make Atmanirbhar Bharat, like awareness and other things. Thank you.
Good evening, gentlemen. The topic for today is the global refugee crisis. As we all are aware, wars don't just help win continents and areas and dominate other neighboring countries. It also has an impact, a drawback that makes people homeless. Lives are at stake, and not and also bloodshed is there. But during these wars and situations like these, the major people that are hurt, that are not a part of this war and never asked for it, are the people the innocent lives, who have no intention of any participation. They just want to live their peaceful lives. So in order to understand why is it important for us to understand this, let us consider. We must first understand the reason why these wars happened. Could there have been a more diplomatic resolution to solve this issue? If yes, then it should have been more towards. Then it should have been processed with that. Also, secondary, not to mention the situation in refugee camps. refugee camps, they are not very well maintained, as the number of refugees coming in are a lot. The camps are flooded with refugees day by day. There are also injuries happening within the camps as well. There are also some attacks happening in the camps as well, as being in a turmoil from both the parties. Being in a turmoil from both the parties, all of them are situation. All of them are intended to attack those camps. There are also shortage of food and aid that these camps face because of the number of people that are coming in. So, secondarily, a more important aspect to this is the sanitation that needs to be maintained in these camps. When it comes to sanitation, there are also multiple organizations and groups globally as well as domestically with every country that participate and volunteer for these camps, and helping these camps out and helping those citizens out, those people out. WHO and and UNICEF, for example, are some of the organizations that provide aid to these refugee camps. They do their best to they do their best to maintain these camps. They do their best to maintain these camps and to provide aid to as many people as possible. But yet again, if possible, these situations like these should be avoided, because not much is gained from the situations like these. Only terror and bloodshed happens. So these situations must be avoided. Thank you.
Okay, Salman, starter.
Respected GTO sir and my dear friend, my lecture topic is challenges in aviation sector. The main important and the most fastest way of traveling is aviation and air. So by air we can travel from one place to another, but due to some difficulties in aviation, which leads to some challenges taken by them, like the lack of infrastructure and manpower, and also some technology issues. As we all know that as the population is increasing day by day, so there is a lack of runways. As the increase in population, the we need more runways, and moreover we need we need more we need more we need more airports. As we all know that some airports are now modernized, but as we see in our country, some parts are there where is no where is no airports, and also some parts are there where is old airport. So to modernize that, it costs a little bit, and also the one more challenge that is that the is that the things which is faced by people is arranging money to travel from air. As air as by air we can travel faster, but it is costly according to another transport system. So to overcome that, our government and also civil aviation industry took some steps to lowering that, but it is not as much which we think. So for that, our government takes some initiatives, and also launches some schemes by which we can travel from one place to another. As if a defense person is used to travel from aircraft or airplane, he may use his army number to book that flight, so that he can get some so that he can get a ticket in lower price. So this one is the main problem of aviation, as that only few people is accessible to that ticket, because ticket is costly. And moreover, if we look at the infrastructure is not more developed into our country. Only the metropolitan cities, that is Delhi, Bangalore, and Delhi, Bangalore, Chandigarh, and Mumbai. These cities are, as we see, that these are metropolitan, so these are modernized, and the airports are also modernized. And if we look at to the northeast zone and in south zone and in southeast zone, we see that there is a lack of infrastructure as well as lack of airports, which leads to the failure in aviation system. So our government is taking some steps to increase a number of airports and also. Thank you.
Hello, gentlemen. My today's topic for lecture is India as a defense manufacturing hub. So, initiatives like Make in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, all are leading towards one goal, that is self-reliant India. Because as war-like situations are going on in Russia as well as other counterparts of China regarding the uh, uh, Tibet and all the other affairs, we need to be self-reliant in terms of defense and as well as the other things. Uh, in recent times, we have seen that uh, the missiles like BrahMos, which has been built by Russia and India, has been exported to Philippines as well, and other countries are also seems to be interested in our defense exports. So it's not a bad idea to be self-reliant and also start manufacturing our own defense goods. Recently, I've also heard about the example of Tata armored vehicles, which are being manufactured and well as commissioned in the armed forces. So these will also help in boosting our own economy as well as boosting our confidence uh, to have run the nation. And uh, in terms of manufacturing, we can also consider the examples. For example, the Kevlar and all the other helmets have been developed by DRDO and other organizations, and we can also rely on them. We can also give the private entities uh, to manufacture defense exports, and we can keep a watch through the government organizations towards them. And to make India dependent on all the other exports, as well as it costs also more. So we can move towards the self-reliance and make India a better uh, country in terms of defense. Uh, we have also started manufacturing the engines of ramjet and scramjet engines of the turbojet engines of fighter airplanes, uh, which we have recently seen in the Tejas, which is a fighter jet and which is a multi-role fighter jet, and also has a stealth operation in it. And in terms of defense, we have also started making the medical kits and the needed blankets and the first aid kits which are needed for our soldiers which are deployed in various other mountain ranges and also the cold conditions. So the Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat are certain initiatives that government has been started toward to make India independent of certain defense exports either from USA or from Russia, because Russia and USA uh, uh, are major defense export companies, and their economies are majorly run by the defense they sell on the other counterparts of the country. Thank you.